afternoon YouTube, welcome to yet another video, and this is a video on my Triumph. So this is my Triumph 995i speed 955i speed triple, which we won on eBay for just over £1,000. Now this Triumph was £1,000 for a specific reason, and the reason was it had engine case damage. Now that could have meant a number of things, but we got really lucky in the last video, which I'll just put a link up here, and we managed to fix it for just £30. So what's the plan today? Why are we doing another video on it? Well, as you saw from the beginning of the video, she's spitting flames, and today we're going to have a look and try and find out why she's spitting flames, and hopefully basically it's an overfueling issue, and work out why it's overfueling and try and work out if we can fix it without any parts, or if not, to eBay we shall go. Now, fixing it without getting any parts is probably a long shot, but for us to be able to work out what's going on, we're going to try two different things. We're going to try using what's on these bikes because it's an EFR unit, and basically what would be an ECU on a car. It gives us the ability to use what's called an OBD2 port, and OBD2 should give us a range or give us the answer of potentially fault codes that's wrong with this bike, and hopefully using that we should be able to diagnose, if he can put his teeth back in, what's wrong with the bike. Now it does pose us a bit of a problem that if the fault codes don't lead us to what's actually wrong with the bike, we could be chasing our tail. So there's another thing we can try as well, and that's we're going to lift the tank and we're going to check all the spark plugs and all the HT coils to see if we know we're getting spark on all cylinders. We may or we may not be, but the thing about a Triumph is because it's a speed triple, it's only got 3 cylinders, so there's only 3 cylinders we need to check. But while we're in there, we'll probably also check for compression and spark. So what we'll do is I will get an OBD reader and I'll set you up, and then we can have a look and see if we get any codes. So fortunately, I'm fortunate enough to have 2 different types of code reader. We've got a very not very expensive one, but a lot more advanced one from Topdon. So we'll try this first and see if we're able to use this code reader to try and diagnose what's wrong with the bike. If not, we also have a secondary old code reader. This is a very cheap one. I think it's about £25 from Argos, but again, it should do the job if we're unsuccessful with this code reader. So what I'll do is I'll just move you around the side, and we'll get the code reader set up, and we'll have a look and see if we can work out what's going on with the bike. So just while, I don't know if you hear me or not over the bike, but just while we've got it running, we've got fault code coming up there, engine management light on, so this is indicating there's an issue with the bike. So what we'll do is we'll get you on the code reader and we'll find out what's going on. So as you've seen from that little bit of video we've just put in there, she is not firing at all very well. She starts, but she's very lazy to start, and let's try and dive in and find out what exactly is going on with the bike, because she's not well, and we need to try and work out why. So let's get on the code reader. We alluded to the engine management light being on, so as I was revving it there, it was fluctuating massively. I thought it was recording, but the camera wasn't. So if you'd rev it up, it would then drop out and fluctuate. Now, because this is a crash damage bike, it doesn't actually allude to being anything wrong with the actual engine. It advertisers running on the ad, and the reason it was written off was purely because of engine bolt missing here, because that was the bobbin was bent, so we've taken it out. We do need to get a replacement, and this part of the engine cover was cracked here, but this is just a cover. There was nothing actually impeding behind it, so that's how we managed to fix it. So I'm pretty sure the engine's okay. Potentially we've got a lazy start motor, but I need to do a little bit of research to find out. Well, I'm not gonna spoil the video by saying what I think's wrong with it, but what we'll do, we'll get the code reader on it, we'll read the codes, then we'll go and do a little bit of research in the manual and find out what the codes actually allude to. But yeah, we're going to try and get a diagnose today. Hopefully I'm not saying we will, but we'll try and get it running nice as well, but we'll try. So we've got the code readers, so we'll get the Topdon out, so we can feed it. See if we can feed it. See if we can try and work out what's going on with it. See if it'll read the code. So sometimes with these things, you need to buy an adapter for it. So some of the motorbikes don't have it. So that's a 6-pin adapter. It fits stuff like Kiwis. I think it fits the newer Hondas and the Triumphs. Sorry, the Triumphs, the Yamahas and the KTMs. But fortunately for us, this one's got a standard OBD port. You'll have to excuse the jump leads attached to a big battery because the battery of this has just died. So let's move it down so you can see. It's pretty dirty. If you can see that all right. Zoom into there. So there's its OBD port. It's just a standard OBD port which you'll find in your car. Top Don readers just go into it like this. They are a pretty good bit of kit, these Top Dons. Which one's mine? Mine's an RT Diag 800 BT. We'll see if it reads it. But if not, we've got Old Faithful down there, which should. So straight away we know the OBD port's working, which is always a bonus. Let's just take you off that, pan you up here. So we know the OBD port's working, which is a bonus. So you're just literally going to turn this on, wait for the Bluetooth dongle bit to pair with it, and then we'll try and read the codes on the bike, and then if not, we'll plug in Old Faithful wherever I put her and read it and see what the codes are. Hopefully will give us a bit of a indication. So I'll be honest with you, I don't know a massive amount about these machines. I've had this for quite a while. I've used it for the car. It works. You know, it's not sponsored by Top Don or anything. But what it'll do now is it'll just scan through all the various protocols that's on the machine and see if it can actually talk to the Triumph. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we get somewhere with it. If not, we'll be back on the old school code reader. So the first one's failed, second one's failed, third one's failed. Oh God, we're not doing very well here. Fourth one's failed, fifth one's failed. We're not doing very well. You can see that. It might be because my machine's out of date, maybe, I don't know. It's just basically, it's a bit of like a tablet, I think. I do need to invest in like a decent one for motorbikes, I think. It's, especially if we start, oh, there we go, oh, okay, cancel. So it's not found that one, so we'll try a different way. We'll try going through diagnostics and European. See if Triumph's on there. No. Let's try Chinese, because no doubt Chinese. In fact, I think Triumph is owned by a Chinese company. I have to do some Googling. American? What else have we got? Asian. Doesn't seem to be able to find it. Let's try that one. What's that one do? Citroen. Nope. Nope. Yeah, so it doesn't look like this is going to work, which is a bit upsetting. So we'll do one more scan, see if we can find it, and if not, we'll just bang the old one and just get the codes, because we're starting to lose the light, and it's probably going to piss down on my luck. Oh, pardon me, I swore. So, utter badass. I've done so well getting this point. But I am pretty much waffling on, but we need to try and find out what's going on with this bike. Before we start ripping the tank off and all that sort of, which I think it's looking more and more inevitable to get into the engine. But I'd like to try this way first, see if we get anywhere, then if not, we're back to the old school way of tank off, into the engine, see what's going on in there. Which is looking more and more likely, to be brutally honest. We'll see. Yeah, this isn't reading, so we'll sack that off. Don't get me wrong, it's a cracking bit of kit for cars. It's got me out of a few scrapes, if I'm perfectly honest. But for bikes, not so much. I think that one actually works with a keyway, I think. Right, old school one. Nothing fancy about this. Okay, so it's doing the same sort of things it did, the Top Don did, scanning various protocols. This is just like the cheapest of cheap OBD readers, and it's found the protocol that it works, so it's reading it. So it's enter it, we'll enter. It's got 3 pending fault codes: 0463, 0230, and 1231. Okay, so it is a few days later, and now we've got the mic working. So we got to the point where I was just taking the tank off. Got a call away, so I ended up losing the light. So we got the tank released. It's just 2 bolts. One's one at the back of the bike and one at the front, both Torx. Disconnected the tank now. So the tank. Do you know what amazes me with this is that the tank's plastic. How mental is that? Oh my god, it's quite heavy because there's fuel in it. But yeah, tank right, so this brings us to the airbox. 2, is it 2 screws? Yeah. There's 2 Allens there, which then give us access to the top of the engine, I think. So we'll get the airbox off. So I believe this is probably something like a map sensor or an air sensory thingy majiggy. Undo that. Definitely need to get the SLR out the shed. It's in the way. Right, so get the sensor out. What's going on with that? That one's just a pull one, is it? Yep. So that's a pull clip. Let's just bring you in. I don't want to be able to see what's going on. I'll totally edit this out. Oh no. Oh, behave yourself. So we need to get the airbox out, so I'm gonna hazard a guess. If you can see that, I'm not sure. So let's breathe the hose to the bottom here. Let's have a look. So there's 2 Allen bolts there. I'm not sure if that's what's holding. Yeah, so there's 2 Allen bolts there. We'll get that off, and then I think this will lift off then. Yeah. Right, let's get some Allen keys. I've given up roughing it. I went and bought some T-handles. Finally. So, yeah, so it's 2. What size are these? These are. What size is that? H5. So it's a what mil? Hang on. 5 mil it is. Fairly, not really very tight these really. 1. So it looks like it's just a bracket that holds it on, I think. So we'll get these out, get the airbox off, then we can see what is going on. I'm sort of thinking that we're going to have, there we go, that's that badger. Allows us to get into the top of, let's get that clip undone, get this back on, because I'll lose it otherwise, because I know what I'm like. Airbox off. So we've got, so obviously it's a 3-cylinder engine, so we've got 1, 2 and 3, and we've also got some cool bits up there. There's some shiz going on here. That was a vacuum hose. Yeah. So it looks like there's 2 vacuum hoses there. As I've taken it off, it's disconnected it. There's no clip on that for some bizarre reason. There's the carbs, well not the carbs, the throttle bodies. We'll pull these off, we'll get these out, we'll pull them, and we'll have a look and see the state of them. If there's, they might be alright. But let's get these HT leads off. So the the injectors out. Let's have a look. Oh my god, they bolted in. No. Oh. It's 1. That's 2. I'm hoping this is going to give me the answer. 3. Right, so that's the 3 injectors out. Let me go and get... I think this could be a fueling issue. Very much so, a fueling issue. Right, let me go and get something to pull the spark plugs out. Okay, so I've got some sockets for getting these out. So I've got 10mm, and what this is, you can see that, in there's like a little rubber flange in it. That goes over the spark plugs and helps remove them. So, start from the outside and work our way in. Oh, Jesus, wet, that's tight. That's been over-torqued. But this one's the same. Oh, Jesus Christ. That one's going to be interesting to get out. I'm not sure if it goes 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, which way, left to right or right to left. I have got the service manual, I'll have to have a look. That's going to need a wobbly bit on, I think. See, we're taking these out because I want to find out, see if, I think it's got an overfueling problem. No, I'm not sure if it's the pump or something to do with the throttle body. Or I think that's a variable timer, I think. Oh, I've only gone and done it and I've got the spark plug stuck. Well, I've not. As he says, he's got a bloody... This really isn't exciting. I cut back in and got them out. So this has got me a little bit baffled now. So we've taken the ejectors out, we've taken the plugs out, and they've all come out. You can see that, I'm going to focus, and they're all dry. They're all, they're all bone dry. So this has now got me very confused. So 3 of them out, and they're, like I said, they're all bone dry. That's from cylinder 3. Cylinder 2, cylinder 1. They're not minging, don't get me wrong, they're not spotlessly clean, but they're not minging. Don't think they've been in there that long either. So what I'll do is when they away, give them a clean, we'll chuck them back in. I don't think it's a spark issue. Okay, so there's the coils. You see, when we tested it, when we put the OBD on it, there was no coil codes for the coils. So I thought I'd see one of the plugs wet, but they're not. So let's just investigate further. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of carbon on the top of the cylinders, but they seem okay. Very strange. So the only other thing I'm thinking is pump issue or throttle body. Right, I think I need to go do some research to work out try and decipher what's going on. Right, what we'll do, we'll cut back at the computer and we will check those codes. I think it's an overfueling issue. We'll clean the plugs, I'll get them reinstalled, and then we'll take it from there, I think. So let's rendezvous at the computer. Okay, so the bike threw us up 3 codes. So the first one we'll Google is P0463. And right, so that alludes to, for a Triumph vehicle, it indicates a high voltage issue in the fuel level sensor circuit, which can lead to an inaccurate fuel gauge reading, potential engine performance issues. Common causes: faulty fuel level sensor, wiring issues, corrosion, ECM malfunction. Symptoms may include inaccurate fuel gauge reading, engine performance issues, and low fuel line. We've definitely got overfueling issues, right? So that's the first one. And my phone's locked out. Great. The second one is P0230. P0230 Triumph. Right. Okay, right, I've got to do a bit of reading, I'll come back. Okay, so the P02, let's pan down over here. So the P0230 sort of alludes to a fueling issue, and the P1231 is a potential throttle position sensor issue. And then it says about it could be the battery, so on and so forth. So I think we need to rule the battery out first. We'll go and get a new battery and put a new battery on it. Try that. So I can pull in the plugs, they were all dry. So I'd expect to see the wet plugs if it was, you know, a fueling issue, overfueling. Something's not right somewhere, obviously, because it's spitting fire. But I think we'll go with the battery first, and then we'll see what happens. We'll clear the codes and see where we get on from there. I think that's going to be the next plan of action. Right, Talfords. So, my fellow people of the internet, unfortunately, we are going to have to wrap this video up here. I've run out of time this week, and it's now Sunday, and I need to get this video up for you guys. So, we're going to draw it to a close there. We did go and get the new battery. We sort of know where we're going with the codes, but we have had a bit of an accident with the bike. I may have broken something on the tank. I'll quickly come and show you. So because I'm a bit of a fud, I've inadvertently broken part of the tank. Like I did say, the tank is plastic. So what I've done is I've ended up breaking one of the... Oh, can't get it off. Hang on. Ugh. Hang on. So I've ended up breaking one of these fuel. So every time if I plug... So this is a... I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's a factory only part, so an OEM part, so you know you can get it, and it's just a little connector. I think it's like a push fit connector, but if I put the fuel line onto it, all that does is piss fuel out. So unfortunately that is as far as we can go with the bike at the moment until I manage to get one of these. I managed to find them on eBay at about 32 quid-ish, so I'll get one of them ordered, and hopefully it'll be here for the next video next week. If not, it'll be on to something totally different till it turns up. So like I said, the plans are to get the Triumph done. The keyway is there. No one's interested in the keyway anyway, but the keyway is still here. That's going down for its MOT this week, hopefully. Then that'll be up for sale and gone. What else that leaves us with? Still at the FZR, wait for a chain for that to come. We'll get the chain fit on the FZR. And then we've still got the Daytona still. We need to get that fixed, so that's just a new fairing, and I think it just needs a foot peg, I think, if memory serves. We've still got the foot peg to fit on the Speed Triple as well, so we'll get them fitted, and then that'll be them bikes sort of wrapped up, and then we'll be looking to offload them, and then we'll look for something new for the channel. Like I did say, we are going to go down to just one bike at a time, because I've got all these sat around. At the moment, I just don't have the time to just keep working on them constantly. So we'll go down to one at a time. But I've got something a little bit special that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. It's a bit of a spin on what we normally do on the channel, but it should be good. But anyway, guys, thank you for taking the time to watch. Thank you for supporting the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you think about the fire breathing 995. Anyway, guys, thanks for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always, peace out. Catch you next one.